Hi, all right. Ed here. I'm going to try to break down all the things that I think I know fairly well about the Lumbeat drummer apps. I don't want to go into every detail, but I'll try to go over the things that maybe aren't completely obvious to someone like me. And hopefully I'm representative of somebody that, is out there looking at these apps. I'm certainly not one of these super duper sharp guys that you'll find on the audio bus forum, but I've been around the block a few times. Anyway, let me jump in here. So let me start with the bottom here. I'll start with the sequencer. We've got full. We can do 3 or we can do full. And then we've got the banks here that we can choose from, our rhythms and banks. And at the top, we've got the play controls, the flex swing, the effects, MIDI in, out, Ableton Link, song mode, send groove, and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to work my way from bottom to the top, sort of, in some sort of semblance of order here, and see if that'll fit. And I'll probably break the videos up so that it's not one giant long video. So I'll start with the bottom. So first thing, the simple stuff. This is easy. I know exactly, you go in here and choose which value you're going to use in there, and it's going to determine the sound or the intensity of the sound. There's a reverse. There's numbers of hits in here up to 16. I guess that would be flam or something like that, right? And that's a reverse. And then now I like this new feature here where you can go in and preview the sounds. And I see that you've got, the white, gray, and red, and you can choose the sound for each. And Hip Hop Drummer, I think there's some variation between Lumbeat drummer apps, if I recall correctly. Not everyone has a different sound that can be assigned to the white, gray, and red levels. I might jump over to that at some point, but I want to first get through a couple things on the Hip Hop Drummer, which is one of my favorites. So I see here we can sort by S, M, and L, so I guess like small, medium, large, maybe, or something like that. I'm not sure. And we've got this random button where we can randomly choose this, but that definitely helps with the sorting. I can see how that works. As far as entering information, I know you just keep tapping it till you get what you want. I also know that you can press and hold, and you can reduce the number of hits in here to 3. In this particular, I guess this would be a measure or something. And you can increase it, if I can get this back, you can increase it up to looks like 8 is the maximum, right? So I think I got that covered pretty well. And so as far as the sequencer goes, now here if I go in and I tap some additional things in here, I can hit save, and I can just call it test 2024 0403, I guess would be today. So let's just save that so we know it's from today. There's my new rhythm pattern, and I can then access that later. It's under the user category, which all makes sense. Let's see. I can put some flex swing on there if I want. And if I tap over here on flex, I can give it some values. I can give it a custom value, something like this, and then I can click save. And I can do the same thing here. Flex, flex. Keep hitting the wrong thing here. 0420. 0403. Let's just do that. There we are. There's our flex pattern. We've got a couple others here already. So that we're able to save from the sequencer, from the flex swing pattern, rhythms. We can save custom rhythms, also custom sounds, which I've done in the past. Here, if I go here and I change a sound, for example, then I can go in, I believe, let's see, where is it? Should give me an option to save. Where is it? Maybe I got to go here and I got to tap this one, maybe, and then change it up. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So I had to tap one of the existing sound sets to get the save to pop up. I guess you can't tap on a custom. I guess I already had it customized from before. Slightly confusing to me, but I'm probably doing something wrong. So I can hit save here and call groove. Oh, wait. I'm doing this wrong. I need to save the sound set. I need to go here, hit save. Here we go. That's what I did wrong. All right, sound set. Yep. Sounds 04. 0403. If I can get this to go back, 0403. Yeah, here we are. All right, there's my sound. I got some other sound sets here. Now, one thing I found slightly limiting was if I went in here and I created a new pattern, right, and I changed the sound on this to like noise 14, right? Now I've got a new groove and I got a new sound set, and I can save this groove, right? I can go here and I can save this groove, and I can go into sounds and I can save this sound set, but I don't see a way that I can save the groove and the sound set together. For example, I like this groove, but I want it to have this noise 008L sound in it. I don't see a way to save that as like a set. So what'll happen is, like, I got a nice pattern, but the Compton, for example, or the Richmond or whatever, isn't quite the sound set that I want to go with it. And then I got to remember which sound set goes with that. I don't know, maybe I'm missing something here. If I am, and there's a way to do it, that would be fantastic. If there's not, it'd be really nice to have a way to save those together. What else we got here? Patterns. Let's see. This is where you can select your patterns. Now, if we go in here and we select a bank and a rhythm, it's going to automatically show us which patterns are included. Let's see if I do full, does that make any difference? I guess it doesn't make a difference, right? There's 3 patterns here. 1, 2, 3. And I guess I can't choose any more than 3 patterns, it looks like. I can change this, I could change this, I could change this, right? And then I could save this. I'm not going to do it again. I could save another group. But it looks like I've got 3 patterns to work with. So let me see what happens if I just sort of get, let's see, or if we can get rid of this. So here's a pattern up here. I'm just going to like mess around with this and get it all red, basically. Now, if I go into patterns and I change this and this and this, now, did that change? Okay, it did change those. But I guess there's only user patterns available in the last 2, those last 2 items in the sequencer here. There's not another pattern I can load. I guess that would be only custom patterns, I'm guessing. All right. So let's see what else we got. I don't want to go to the mixer quite yet. Pads. Okay, this is probably a good time to jump into the pads. And let's see what else we got here. Sounds. Yeah, the sounds are pretty clear cut. Pads. Now I can go in here. I can press and hold. It's going to put in this rhythm pattern. And on that, if I change to another rhythm pattern, I can press and hold and put it there. Now, here's the thing I don't know about. Does it remember? Okay, it doesn't remember the sound set, so that doesn't look like it remembers the rhythm pattern. And I guess probably it's got jam 10, so I guess that's meaning that, this is this level, right? So if I change the jam level, yeah, that also gets recorded. I guess the flex swing doesn't get recorded with these pads, is what it looks like, right? I've got a few live sets that I saved off. Let's see, these don't seem very interesting, do they? Yeah. Fill every change fill. This all looks pretty straightforward. Jam. Let's see. This looks like, yeah, we can control the jam intensity here through this bar up here, And down here does the same thing. Hat, snare, kick. I'm guessing this has, all these settings have to do with the way the fill operates. The way it uses the hat, snare, and kick on the fills, I'm guessing. And I'm not quite sure. Let's see, this is off, I guess, right? When it's not, when it's sort of dark and it's light, that's when it's going to be activated. This has something to do with the hat's pattern. I don't quite know what that means exactly. It looks like it's going to be alternating the hats and the snare somehow or something like that, or I'm not quite sure what that does. I'll have to find out. Let's see, keep last groove. Don't quite know what that's going to do. Crash after crash cymbal after fill. That's pretty clear cut. Let's see, kick snare. Yeah, these settings are a little unclear to me. I'll look around and see if I can find a video that describes it. Let's see, what else do I want to cover right now? So I'm trying to make it not too long here. So we got banks, we got flex swing, we got rhythm, we got jam, we can alternate. This is the hi-hats, sticks, right? We can control the flex swing. Let's see, mixers, song mode, all stuff. I think that's probably good for a start. Let me just jump into another Lumbeat drummer app, maybe Jazz Drummer. Yeah, and let's do a quick comparison and see how these things differ. So here we've got the intensity and jam, which we can control through the XY pad here. Humanized velocity. This is all pretty clear cut. Now, did I see that in Hip Hop Drummer? I don't think there's a humanize here, right? Is there? I don't think there's that equivalent of those controls over here that I can see, right? I guess that's something that Hip Hop Drummer doesn't have. It doesn't have that control over the velocity and the humanization. Maybe the flex swing takes care of that, and it's intended to be more electronic programming, which wouldn't have that sort of thing. So maybe that's what that is. But I think all these settings in here are pretty clear. Low intensity gain. Don't quite know what that is. No swing pulse on fills. Oh yeah. I got that's clear. So I think everything's clear except for this low intensity gain. Not quite sure what that is. What else? Toggle right hats, I can hear that. Toggle cross snare, I can hear that. Here we control the swing. Here's our bars to fill. That all makes sense. Let's see, what else did I cover in the other patterns? 3 patterns. Again, we've got our little dice here, which will mix up the patterns. Now this is interesting. Here I can control the sounds. I can control the sounds here. We're going to skip effects. We're going to skip jam. Live pads operate the same. Full patterns. Sound. I can create my own sound set. I can save grooves just like I can in the other one. Let me cancel a lot of that. So that all looks pretty consistent. Obviously this doesn't have, well, it has some of the previews, but now if I go in here, it looks like if I go and edit, right, there's a single sound for all of these, gray through red. There's not different sounds for different intensities or whatever you would call that. Let's see, does it have the, yeah, it goes from 3 up to 8, same thing there. Also, I noticed we don't have the flam or multiple hits that we can do like in the other, and we don't have the reverse in this one. I don't know if that's coming later. I don't know that really need that with Jazz Drummer and some of these other drummers, but just making an observation. Trying to anticipate questions that other people might ask. Let's see, jam, live pads, what else? Live fill. I'm going to cover mixing and settings and all that stuff in another video. All right, I think that's about it. Let me look at one more drummer app that I've got here, like Future Drummer. Let's just see if there's anything different here. Okay, again, we got a single sound for all intensities. We got our little roll the dice here. Can roll the dice on the groove, which I know was present in some of the others. Flex swing, where we control the flex swing on a hat, snare, kick level, toms, so on and so forth. This up and down. We can reset these if we mess them up, which is great. Patterns, sounds. Let's see. Pads, exactly the same. What else? What else? Full, we get 5. And this does have the additional flam and then the reverse, I guess, right? And let's see what else. There was something else. Oh, yeah, the swing. I noticed there's swing controls up here, and there's also swing controls down here. And I'll talk about the MIDI later, because I know the MIDI can control some of the that intensity and jam, but it operates differently because you don't have the X values and Y values. I'll cover that in the next video. And I noticed there's these little circles here. I forgot to mention that. These little or conjoined circles. I guess, I'm assuming that means that these are like part of the default included patterns that you would get to by using the menus and choosing a swing, something like that, because it seems to go on when you choose a swing value, right? And then it goes away if you change the flex swing or if you change the rhythm, right? If I change the rhythm, that goes away. But I'm not exactly sure what those do, but I'd like to know. Oh, and then there's these little lock icons, right? Now, does that, okay, that's locking the swing, it looks like, right? So I can change my rhythm, and then here I got my rhythm locked, okay. And if I change my swing, okay, so I can lock the swing. I got my rhythm locked, but what is that going to do? I'm not locking. I don't know. Is this lock here for the flex swing? Because that's what it seems to be. Is this locking the sound? No, I can't quite tell what that is. All right. Let me stop there, and hopefully I haven't gotten anything too wrong. And if there's features in this sort of section that I left out, please let me know. Much appreciated. And I would love to do an in-depth video or several in-depth videos of various parts of these drummer apps to show people how they really work and show them in action. And they'll be like probably shorter videos, but I really want to get people to understand what these apps can do and show it in action so they can really start digging into it, because there's a lot there to unpack. All right, thanks a lot.